Good morning, I'm Michael Patrick and I'm your professor for the course. We're going to take a few minutes just to look at the course syllabus and some of the expectations for the course. I'm going to move rather briskly. You can take time to read through more carefully on your own. And in this particular course we have two books, the Alberon book and the Nordhaus book. Recommend you get them quickly. We'll be using them both from the beginning. You will also want to get a Bible, a widely read translation. We're going to be dealing with principles of biblical leadership from the very first day. We'll be in fact opening with discussions of Nehemiah. So you'll want to have those books available to you. We'll be using them both. Grammar and punctuation is important. I keep some guidebooks next to my desk. You can buy them on Amazon. There's plenty of good grammar and punctuation references. I recommend that you get one and use it. We use Word docx here. So if you send me a doc file, I can read it. A DOC file, I can read it. But you may not be able to read my files, which are going to be perhaps in docx. So you want to make sure that you upgrade to a docx from the Microsoft suite for both Microsoft Word and PowerPoint. We use APA 6th edition here. They come in a spiral bound book. If you don't have a 6th edition style guide for APA, I highly recommend you get one. Again, that affects grade, especially in your academic papers. There's a lot of reading and a lot of research and writing in the course, so you don't want to fall behind. You want to try and pace yourself. I'll have a separate recording to deal with navigation in Blackboard, so I won't spend a lot of time on that at this point. I'm going to just suggest that most of our work is done in the discussion board, and there's also a section on how to file your assignments, and again I'll deal with that separately. Let me see down here some other one particular area that I would like to talk about is attendance, participation, and preparation. It's not simply showing up in Blackboard every week, but it's demonstrating that you've read the material in advance, showing that you're prepared for the discussion, that you're participating in a timely way, not waiting to the last day and then trying to go back in and respond in a way that people don't have a chance to interact with your posts. So you need to be involved throughout the week, checking Blackboard, participating, and having done your reading and being able to demonstrate that online. All of that affects the final grade, which is a significant part of your final grade. And all of that is evaluated. Let's see here. What we do in the course is we have a topical research and class presentations for discussion. We cover a lot of topics as you begin to look through the schedule for the course. Here in the syllabus you'll see we have a lot of topics we're covering. You will, on 5 different occasions that you'll schedule in Blackboard, I'll put that information in the Blackboard on how to schedule, you'll pick 5 of those topics and you will do additional research beyond the reading. In other words, not just relying on what's available in the reading, but going out and finding other research articles that have been done from either professional source, industry sources, or from scholarly literature. And for example, you might like a particular theory and want to go out and do some research on it. You'll be bringing that information in and sharing it in a presentation with your colleagues, perhaps using PowerPoint or some way of, maybe bullet points, but some way of displaying that information and to your colleagues, and adding to, maybe with some hot links to some particular sources, and beginning to help add additional understanding of that topic to our conversations each week. That's going to represent 25% of your grade. You have to do 3 of those prior to the completion of the 8th week of the course and 2 in the final back half of the semester. So you're going to want to pay attention to that. I'll describe more about it in writing in the first week's Blackboard. This kind of runs you through the course. You'll see that we're going to deal with a lot of the main theories of leadership out there, and orienting you to what those theories are, what they look like. We'll be talking about them. I'm bringing in some additional material. We're going to focus on faith-based leadership theories as well. We're going to deal with ideas like disruptive innovation and how that changes the marketplace. All of these things we're going to be looking at with your particular media orientation in mind. So we'll be taking this stuff and we'll be talking about what does that mean in a media environment in particular. My background, my doctorate work is in leadership, and my master's work and my 30-plus years career is in media and media executive positions. So those two things are welded together here in my background, so I have a keen interest in seeing us do that in this class, is applying this leadership theory to the challenges you'll face in whatever media industry you're pursuing. We have some papers due. There is a research paper that we'll be doing. I'll be changing this up a little bit, but you'll be choosing from one of a select number of topics that I'll have, and you have a second research paper which will be on spiritual leadership. I'll provide more detail on that, and your final paper and presentation to the class on the week 15, which is the week of starting November 29th. That's the week after Thanksgiving, and that's our final week for the course. So those are your three main papers. As you'll see here, 25% is your participation really on Blackboard, class attendance, preparation, participation. Your weekly research assignments, those 5 assignments I talked about where you're doing ancillary research to the topic of the day that are available in the class that day. That's 25%, 30% on those 2 research papers, and your final paper is worth 20%. So that gives you an idea of how things are weighted through the course, and that should about cover it. If there's more questions you have, I'll be available on Blackboard or email to answer them.